Our favorite duo, Derek and Alex, just got some really life-changing news. And did Jahil get kidnapped again? We have all that and more right here on the Star After Show.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Oh, kind of smooth and
Here
sensual.
we go.
Right? We're coming in with the slow jam, a little quiet. You know, we're used to the loudness and what have you, but not tonight. A little quieter.
That's not what it is. Hello.
There we go.
Here it is.
See, we have to give you some mood music. Oh. Y'all not ready.
Come on.
Come on, Jasmine.
Sing a little something for us. Hey everyone, thank you so much for joining us here on the Star After Show at AfterBuzz TV. We're on episode 11. Oh my God, we have so much to talk about again, as we do with every show. I know. That's crazy. Everyone, I am Ivanna Williams. You can find me on Twitter at Ivanna L. Williams. I'm joined by my lovely co-hosts.
Yes, everybody. My name is Raquel Harris, as you guys already know, and you can find me on all social media at Raquel Harris TV.
What's up, everyone? My name is Sheldon White. You can find me on all social media at Sheldon White 2.
I'm Jill Munroe. You can find me everywhere at Stiletto Jill. Real simple.
Yes, and today we have a special guest, Miss Jasmine Burke. Hi.
Hi.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Talk to us a little bit about this song here that we just
Played
featured.
for you. Yes, and then go into how many ways, because that's your newer one, so we would love to hear about it.
Well, I was fortunate to star in a movie on TV One called Hear No Evil, and when I read the script, I was inspired by the message, and I wrote a song. And so what you're hearing right now is that song, and it's called Hear What I Hear, and it's just inspirational. Just, you know, go within and find your inner voice and let that lead you and guide you in life.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And I had a question
More
about
of
this
that.
because I actually watched the video, and you have a line that says, "I want to live my life on purpose." Have you always lived your life on purpose? And if not, when did you start doing that?
Yes, I always have. I don't know what it is. I probably can thank my mom for, you know, just seeing how she got up every day and went to work and had to try to feed us and clothe us on her own and expose us to things, take us to the museum and take us overseas on top of struggling. You know, we lived in the projects. But she was like, I'm going to get you guys a passport, me and my brother. And so we had passports, but we were living in the projects. Wow. So that just inspired me that no matter where you are or what you have, you can always get more.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Okay. Yes.
So-
I'm here for it.
For those of you that may be unsure, just want to let you know that our guest Jasmine Burke played Danielle Jackson on Star earlier this season. Was an integral storyline.
Absolutely.
One of the powerful episodes from this season. Just to bring you guys back real quick. Didn't mean to interrupt.
Yes.
You're fine. And we do have a couple questions for you that we want to get into, and then we'll go right into the episode. So the shooting, it took place solely in Atlanta. There was no other location?
No.
Oh,
That's
okay.
awesome. So you got your hometown experience completely.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's crazy because I shoot both of my shows in Atlanta. I shoot Star in Atlanta and Saints and Sinners in Atlanta.
Awesome. Yes. Tell us about Dr.
Getting that
Christie.
own money.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, Bounce TV. Well, yeah, we're going to
yes.
get some money.
Yes.
Bounce TV
But when we
money.
get some own money, we will have that too.
Oh, no, absolutely.
Eventually in life.
Yes.
It's on its way.
Yeah.
On its way.
Because you
Wrong
did.
network, right
Absolutely.
message. Right message.
Right. And you didn't only play Danielle, you also have a role on Saints and Sinners, and you play Dr. Christie. Please tell us a little bit about her.
Yeah, so from going from Star playing a hairstylist to on Saints and Sinners, I'm a doctor that is up to so much corruptness. I'm running medical scams, Medicaid scams,
Juggling relationships.
I'm sleeping with a married man.
Oh,
Okay.
that's a no-go.
Love of my
Right.
life then came back to town. I don't know who I'm pregnant by.
Oh, my
Okay.
God.
We're
My
just
mom-
spilling the tea.
Yes, my mama is the mayor, trying to run for the mayor. She's the mayor now in season 2, played by Vanessa Bell Calloway. Vanessa Bell Calloway.
Yes. Fabulous, honey.
Yes.
I saw a
Yes.
picture of her, and they were highlighting how she's turning 60 and still looks 30. It's amazing.
Man.
It's
Anyway.
crazy. Her body,
Yes.
her
That black don't
skin
crack.
is like milk.
It's,
chocolate milk.
just creamy. Okay.
Yeah, so she plays my mom on Saints and Sinners, and
That's a beautiful combination.
She likes to dip in the lady pond, and my father got murdered by her lover's husband, and
It's
we
just
just got a lot going on Saints and Sinners.
Yeah.
We premiere for our season 2 premiere this Sunday. Thank you everybody for tuning in.
Yes.
We appreciate you guys.
And if you haven't tuned in, it sounds like that's a lot to entice you to check it out.
Yes.
That's a lot to keep
Wow.
up with.
Absolutely.
I'm trying to see that.
Absolutely.
Every Sunday nights, 9 p.m. on Bounce TV.
All right.
Hey.
We have one last question, and then we're gonna go ahead and get into it. Go ahead, Raquel.
Oh no, I don't know what you're talking about.
I have a question.
Lee Daniels, go ahead.
No, I wanted to, yes, because I had read that you were handpicked by Lee Daniels to be Danielle on the show. And so what was that experience like, and how did he reach out to you?
Well, like every other audition, my agent said, hey, there's a part, come audition for it. And actually, it wasn't for Danielle. It was a part, it was like counselor, and it was like 2 lines. And went in and read it, and I really didn't even think I did that great of a job. Like, it was one of just those auditions that I walked out feeling like, what's that?
Yeah.
Right.
Together, that's Lee Daniels.
Yeah.
And then I get a call, and they're like, where are you? He wants to see you right now, like the next week. And I'm like, I was on set shooting Saints and Sinners, and I was like, I can't leave set. And they're like, it's Lee Daniels, get over there. And I'm like, okay, I love Lee, but just tell Lee I have to finish my date here first.
Right.
Okay.
And that made job.
Right.
Yes.
And I feel like that's very important in the industry to know when to say no. And you kind of have to kind of balance all of the different things that you're working on. So I applaud you for that. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, of course I wanted to.
Yeah. Right. You're just anxious and like, oh my God, I don't want to upset anybody. I can understand that. Yeah.
Right. But I finished my day and then went over and met him, and he was like, look, I love you. I'm going to get you this part. Let's just read this thing, put it on the camera for Fox, and let's go. So read that, and then they called and said, oh, you have the part for the counselor. I was like, cool. We go to the table read for Fox, and Cotton, played by Amaya, couldn't be there. So I just volunteered. I said, Lee, you want me to read her lines for her? And I could see it was a transgender character, and I knew who she was, so I was like, I can add a little spice, you know what I'm saying? So I read my little 2 lines, but then I read all of her lines.
Nice.
And so then they came back and said, we got something else for you.
We need you. That's what I'm talking about. That's right.
Absolutely.
Nice. That's awesome.
And her name is Danielle.
Yes.
Welcome to the cast.
Great.
Yes.
Wow.
And now
I love that
she's here.
story.
Okay.
Awesome.
Well, one more question. I'm sorry. I just wanted to ask, how was it portraying that like a conflict like that actually happens in the real life situations with police brutality? Like how was that?
Oh, wow. I mean, Lee called me before he sent the scripts out, and he was like, look, he's like, I'm going to kill you. He's like, but...
Yeah.
He's like, I love you, but I want to make a political statement.
Yes.
And I want to use you to do it. He's like, so, trust me. He's like, and you never know, Danielle may or may not be gone. But we'll see. Because, I came back the next episode singing and dancing.
Right, absolutely.
Right, for
So
sure.
there's always going to
You
be
did. You were there.
flashbacks. Right, absolutely.
So everybody was confused. Everybody was like, but wait a minute, you died in episode 6.
But then you're back.
Came
But
back
then you
singing
back.
and dancing. Are you a ghost?
Right.
So I was like, you shall see.
Right.
Maybe.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of conflict, this episode just starts right off where the 3 of them, Star, Alex, and Simone, are in the hospital, and they're waiting to hear more information going on with Derek, because as you know, in the previous episode, they were in a bad car accident. We kind of predicted, I was like, I don't know, is Derek dead? Because it just looks so serious. But, with him being that character, like, you can't kill him off just yet.
Yeah, you need Derek.
Yes, exactly. And then it goes into Carlotta. She's telling a story, as many mothers do, when they think back on their children and, just a very fond memory. And she's holding a picture of Cotton, and when Cotton was a child. And so she's telling the story of how Cotton asked Mommy, what do you think of me? And Cotton says, oh, well, you look very handsome, Arnold. And Cotton says, no, I want to be called pretty. And that really touched me, because that's where we see really where the transition, so to speak, begins, where Cotton acknowledges that, you know what, I'm not like one of the boys.
Absolutely.
I don't see myself that way. Did it kind of touch you all to see that?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I felt for Carlotta a lot in this episode because she does she's reaching out to Cotton a lot, and she's trying to rekindle that relationship. So as I've told you guys before, I feel like there's so much pressure that's put on Carlotta because she's juggling so many different things. She's juggling the girls, trying to get their career together. She's trying to help her situation with Cotton, and she's obviously dealing with Hayil. So, I mean, I feel like with that situation and later on in the episode, we kind of like see her trying to, reach back out to Cotton. So, I mean, I don't know. I'm Team Carlotta, and I feel so bad for her. So I hope things kind of, start to uplift for her.
I loved the moment because I feel like that's how it is. I mean, people who are going through something like that experience it from the time they're a child. And that's just how it is. And I think that people don't always recognize that or understand that. But I just found it to be a very true story, a very true moment. Thank you again, Lee Daniels.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Very much so. And for Carlotta to say, she even said, I knew at that moment. So it's something that you see, we talk a lot about what Cotton and her, sisters like her are going through in that. But sometimes we forget about that. It's a transition for the parents as well.
Absolutely.
And even though you want to just love your child out, there are things that you have to resolve and deal with as a parent, understanding, as Carlotta pointed out, she lost her son, but she gained a daughter. And I know Cotton is very defensive right now and from a hurt place, but I think that she was trying her best to reach out to her and take steps to make it right.
I mean, Carlotta's starting to see the beauty of the situation, all the good in the situation.
Right.
And
I mean,
let's go, Carlotta.
Yeah, it's a difficult situation. I agree completely with you, Jill. Like, I mean, I feel like we've been so hard on Carlotta, but that's something that is hard to take in. Like, your child from one type of image, so them going through that transition, of course she wants to be supportive, but at the same time, you have to be understanding and know that this is a different situation for Carlotta as well.
So we get another huge shocker because Alex is also in the hospital, and the doctor says, "Oh yeah, you're pregnant."
Right. Oh my God.
I didn't see that comment.
I didn't either.
I didn't see that
I was
comment.
like, okay, you got me. I did.
I didn't even know they
It's
were
kind of
having
flat-
unprotected sex.
Right. True indeed.
Oh, okay.
It's a lot of
obvious.
You knew.
Yeah.
There's a lot of unprotected sex going on.
I'm like, do these babies know about condoms?
Okay.
Flashback
Right.
to the early 90s and what was the mixed harmony? What was the
Mixed
group
Harmony.
called? Mixed
Yeah.
Harmony.
Yeah.
That's what I felt like immediately.
Yeah,
And she tries to rush over to go see him, and then nurse is like, "I'm not gonna let you in," and she was like, "I'm carrying his baby," and surprise,
Mama
surprise,
Alex.
yes,
Rose is in the cut.
Rose is there. Naomi shows up. She's like pregnant, and I'm like, "Oh."
Here we go.
Perfect timing.
Yeah,
But you know
That
what?
was perfect.
It is perfect timing. 'Cause I feel like that is when a mom should be there. I would want to know exactly when my daughter's like going through something that is new to her. And I feel like, I mean, immediately, like whenever that day comes when I tell my mom that I'm, in a relationship, married, and then going to be pregnant, I want her to be there all the way through this entire step. So, I mean, I feel like that was good writing for just moms out there to see like, okay, look, mom comes in right when you need to. So.
Yeah. And so I was wondering, at first I didn't think that Alex was going to open up about her pregnancy to her group members. I thought she was going to just like let it ride
Hold
for a
on to
while.
it for a
Yeah, but
little
she told
bit.
them
Yeah.
immediately. And Star, she's just so standoffish about it, whatever. But then she also told Carlotta. So did y'all think that they were, how did y'all think about it? Because I was like, okay, they're a little bit more accepting and welcoming. I might have expected more. But.
Well, I mean, for me, I just think that is, in their circumstance, it's not uncommon to hear, I would imagine, that a friend close in age, maybe it might be pregnant. Maybe Alex doesn't have a lot of friends that were pregnant at her age, but I don't think that is something that's uncommon that you necessarily hear about. And I also, I was sort of surprised that they were just so casual about it.
Yeah.
Because they're in the middle of their quest and what type of dynamic a child can bring to it. But I guess to me, I felt the assumption was, Alex is pregnant, but she's going to get rid of it.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
I don't
That
think anyone,
too.
even though Simone dropped the joke about babysitting, I don't think anyone is really thinking that she's going to go ahead and
Continue this
go with the motherhood,
that journey,
right now for several reasons. But she hasn't mentioned getting rid of it. She told her mother it was her decision, so.
Yeah.
Didn't she also say the condom broke?
Yes, she did.
She definitely said that, and
She
whether
said the
that's
condom
true
broke,
or
yeah.
not.
Right.
don't
Because I
know.
feel like
But I will say,
I'm like,
what they always
right,
say.
that's the go-to. Oh, the condom broke.
The condom broke.
Right.
Right.
Hashtag
Did
the condom broke.
break?
Right. Hashtag did the condom actually break?
Did it?
So Cotton finally has this open and honest conversation with Jill that is long overdue, okay? And she finds out that, and what did she say? This is where I get my good hair from, because she thought he was Mexican. And come to find out, she's half Peruvian.
Right. He had to
so
check
that's-
her.
Right. And it's good that they're having this open conversation, because she's definitely going to need him, like we see later on in the episode, for something serious.
Yeah.
Yeah. One thing that really caught me off guard again was Jocelyn, or well, we know her as Jocelyn, but Michelle on the show took all of Cotton's money. I'm a hey girl.
But then she
How
checked
much?
her and she was like, thanks for telling anybody that I had syphilis. And I was like,
no, that does not justify.
no, it doesn't
Right,
justify it. No,
$25,000.
don't
'cause
slander.
I put somebody up on game. I don't know.
I'm just saying, but you reap what you sow. You need to make sure that you never, because what comes around goes around sometimes. And I'm not saying, no, of course, don't steal all of her money. She opened up her house to you, but she also found out, okay.
She just left her in the. Was it her house? She just left her there in the house with all the possessions.
Well, 'cause she was like, I got
I'm
what I
off to
need.
LA.
Even now, like, okay, you take some of this money, I'm gonna take your stuff.
Well, but then again, Hail obviously had a relationship with her, which is why she went there in the first place. So we don't know whose house that could
Right.
be. Yeah.
You know it's not Hael's though.
Right.
No.
Well.
Drama. We might see her pop back up. You know, she probably had to go pop out the baby.
Right. That's what I was thinking too. I was like, Lee wrote that perfectly in. Like,
Yeah.
okay, let me go ahead and have her go
Right.
through her steps. So.
Right.
Yeah.
So back at the hair salon, Star is cornrowing hair. And
That was an interesting
Y'all
touch.
right. Everybody was like, everybody all did the same thing just around the table.
I
Like,
could tell, I was like, huh.
Like,
right. You sure you know what you're doing? Right.
I would have asked for another assistant.
I think that I would have been like, I'll wait another 20
No, I'm
minutes.
just playing. I'm just playing.
Yeah.
It just didn't look like Star.
I
It just
love
didn't
that
look like
look.
Star knew
Yeah.
what she was doing. That's
I
all.
wanted to push that to
Her hands wasn't
Yeah.
moving.
yeah, push that to you. How was that? Like the scenes, like being in the salon, was it always as hysterical as it was on camera as it is behind the scenes?
you know what? It is yes and no, because like we're very focused, so it's like it's a very professional setting. Like we're not just like cutting jokes and like kicking back. Like it's
Yeah.
very much like.
Dang, that's gonna be my next question, because I know it's like a majority black cast, and like when y'all have some downtime, I thought maybe y'all just like be kicking it and laughing and
Right.
You know
stuff.
what? We do it more in the dance rehearsals.
Okay,
I can see
okay.
that.
Yeah,
Sure.
when we're working with Sean Bankhead. Shout out to Sean Bankhead for
Damn.
awesome choreography on the show. But we do it more so there. Because once
Okay.
we get on set, it's like, let's go.
Yeah, you like right.
Also,
exactly.
is that a real salon or is it a set entirely?
You know what? The Star set is the most amazing set I've ever seen with my two eyes.
Oh, that's amazing.
We're on a stage,
Yeah.
but they have built it out like it is literally a house on a stage. Like it has a roof, it has the walls, all the
No
columns
way.
are
I thought
real,
y'all were really in a house
sets
on a
are
street.
real.
Right. We thought you was
No.
really in a salon.
And there are these every wall is plastered with like these huge,
You're
you know,
kidding.
photos of streets in Atlanta, and they light it to where it
Aw.
looks so like when we're walking on the set, I feel like I'm actually walking down the street in
Right.
Yeah.
Oh
But we're-
wow.
you know, we're on a stage.
So everything. Wow, that's really great.
So
I
wait,
would not
even
have
when y'all
guessed.
walk outside the house, it's still the stage. There's no like opposite shooting on a street.
Sometimes what we do, we take it to the real street
Oh,
in Atlanta.
okay. Yeah,
Like,
that's
if we
what-
have to do an exterior, but
Right.
if we're in the salon, we're on the stage.
Wow, mind blown.
Yeah. That's right.
Well, speaking of dance rehearsals, we saw Paris Jackson. That
Yes, we
was
did.
so
We did.
random.
Cameos.
Yeah, and she was directing them because she was the social media wizard, as that's what Jael said, correct?
Yeah.
It is.
And it was really kind of awkward because Star and Eva were forced to kind of turn up the sexiness a little bit and be a little bit more intimate, and that was weird.
And we know
was-
Eva is not afraid of anything, not about those games. So
Oh,
she
she'll
went
do
for
it.
Oh, you need me to make it look like this? Oh, I got you.
Yeah.
She's here
Star was-
for
yeah,
all
I'll
of
play
us.
some
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I feel like I would have popped her like on her head. Like when she pulled her, I was like, oh, okay, this is a little aggressive for me.
And even Star
but-
was like, wait, what?
It's like, no.
Yeah.
But also, like, what were they going for? I didn't get it.
Because I feel like
I know what they were going for, but like
Right.
that's how
It's
they
a new
want.
world.
Sex
Marketing
sells.
is beyond sex.
Does. Oh my God.
yeah,
You know,
it's unfortunate.
bisexualism sells.
Girl on girl action sells. Absolutely.
It's trendy.
It
Right,
is.
exactly.
That's
Sister
exactly
wives and what have you.
You know, and people,
odd.
you do what you want to do. Whatever you got going on, you do it to your best ability.
It bothered me because I think a lot of young girls, and they are very young, are forced to be sexy at such a young age, and it was just unnecessary.
Yeah.
Besides the fact that Star doesn't like Eva,
Right.
they're young. Like, it's just weird. That's
Yeah,
all, you know?
I felt the same way.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, and I don't want to jump into it too soon, but I felt the same way about the performance too. When they were rehearsing with the guy that hit that bumped Simone, I was like, okay, she's 16,
She's
but
so young.
whatever.
She's so
yeah,
young.
but then on the flip side, like when there's young male artists that are like 12, growing like Lil Romeo, Bow Wow, when they were growing up, they were doing all that type of stuff,
Yeah,
and I
they
know
can be hypersexual.
yeah, because it's unfortunately it's a
gross.
double standard.
Is there a double
Yeah,
standard?
yeah. So
Yeah.
hey, it is what
When
it
the
is.
boys are doing it, it's fine, but when the girls are, it's like, why she have to do that?
Right.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
That's true.
I don't like that. But anyway, I don't like that. Back at
Why
Hunter's
can't
Place.
we be sexual beings?
We
Beyonce
can,
said?
but but not as children. That's
Yeah,
all.
because
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
That's a bit much.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Right.
Right. Well, not Simone, but I agree with you. Why can't women
Yeah.
express their sexuality in the same way that men do? Because it is unfair. And I think half the time women, I feel like we're all sexual beings by nature. I mean, we are existing because of sex. So I feel like when you get to that certain point of age, I do think that should be accepted a little bit more. So, yeah. So.
Back at Hunter's place with his abusive ass,
Right.
he is trying to ask that Star not go. She's shaking her head like, I know. Yeah, he's trying to make it to where she can't go to the Atlanta Next Fest, and he's like, no, stay and do what though? Is what I don't.
Okay.
Like, she
Right.
doesn't
Be
know.
his trophy.
She
He
doesn't
wants
have
a
a plan
trophy.
B. Stay wouldn't be like
A housemate?
Watch the house.
Right.
Right. Watch the house all day.
See,
Like-
that's not right because when a woman has ambition, don't try to suffocate her ambition and smother it just because you want her to be something you want her to be. Accept her
Right.
as she is. He knew what she was when he met her.
Exactly.
Sure.
He's jealous of her,
And
honestly.
she even
That
says, she even
Yes.
says like, I wouldn't ask you to miss a season. So like,
Damn.
Okay, right.
Hunter
exactly.
hasn't been at practice. I'm telling you. I think
Come
we're gonna
on,
find out
Sports Jill.
Hunter has
He's-
got
a free
waived or
agent?
something. Something happened. He might not. Maybe that's why he popped off. But whatever.
Yeah.
she would know that though. It'll be on the news.
Maybe
You
But
would think so.
Sometimes I think Star. We all know Star can be a bit much, but at this particular moment, I was very proud of her and
Yes.
how she
Oh,
is
yeah.
able to stand up for herself.
Always.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
and she's been doing it for so long.
And
so.
she's also understanding of his position. I know
Right.
that you're going through some things. I love you. This is new to me.
Yeah.
You got to have patience. This is my dream, though. You know, so
Yeah, and back off. I just met you, what, a month ago?
Right.
2 months ago?
it's really fast.
Yeah.
But, you
Right,
know,
right.
down the way, they got a baby coming. So,
Right.
you know.
And so this is like
Season
strike
3.
15 of him and his abusiveness. And it only goes further downhill from here. But now the four of them are practicing their performance. I know Sheldon and Raquel, y'all really liked that song.
I like,
Y'all like
honestly,
the sample.
because I have heard the entire soundtrack,
Dennis
and I'm in
Edwards,
love
don't
with
look
the
any
Star
further.
I love the Star soundtrack. Like, I literally, like, me and Sheldon was like downloading this tonight, like right now. It's so good. Like, we were in the
It's
background,
great.
like, okay, yes.
Shout out
Right.
to Troy Taylor and Jonte Austin and Mina, who head up the whole music department over there.
Awesome.
There you
For us
go.
at
Hey,
Star.
y'all.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you. Come on, Jasmine, with this tea. Give
I
us
got the
tea.
names.
Right, let me name
You
drop.
know, Jonte Austin is responsible for the emancipation of Mimi.
Oh,
But he
Oh.
wrote Aaliyah. He did Aaliyah's music. He wrote
Damn.
Tyrese's Sweet Lady when he was 16
And when
years
Tyrese was on the back of the
Come
bus
on.
singing
Okay.
it, come on now.
He's a genius.
Jonte
With that
is
piercing.
And he
A
was on an
legend,
episode.
absolutely.
What was it? About 2 episodes back, he was featured on the episode. So shout out to you, Jonte. I remember you had your little solo album song for a second.
Oh, you're right.
You know.
You got these
Wow.
credits, okay?
Right.
Your
We
resume's
appreciate
fat.
Somebody ran off with Cotton's cash, but she found a way to get it back. She shows
wait.
up at Elliot's, and it was very kind of skeptical because Elliot wouldn't open the door. And at one point, he was like, "Lower your voice," and I'm like,
Who are you?
Right. So she busts open the door and sees some other lady there. Obviously, he's moved on, I guess. He's dating others.
Right.
She makes her way all the way up to his bedroom.
To get her thong.
But she grabs his checkbook.
Right.
Hey!
I'm weak. That check. Run me them coins. She said, look.
Oh,
no.
So you were here for it.
oh yes.
Oh, really? So
I'm here for the scams.
okay.
Scheme, plot, plot.
I love it. There you go.
Always some of that going on. Debauchery.
I was like, Q.
I love a good scam too. I don't want it to happen to me. I've been scammed before, but
Well.
yeah, I know it was all the way in
rebuke
Europe.
that.
Yeah,
Right.
I know. Dude,
But
they was
Cotton
buying
had the
crazy stuff,
fixing.
but-
She had the whole plan down.
Sure did.
She sure did. And she's familiar with it. She knows how to scam.
Absolutely.
Get
Yeah,
it some
well, you
sort of
know,
way.
just a little backstory about Amaya, and she shares her story freely all the time, but you know, she hasn't had it easy, and that's a hard life. You know,
Yeah.
For and prayers for our trans sisters
Yes,
in
yes.
New Orleans. That's tragic.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, we gotta love more. I
We
mean,
do.
what is the problem?
Yeah.
Okay.
Especially on this International Women's Day, we definitely keep you all in our
Yes.
hearts.
Right.
Absolutely.
Shout out to all the
Absolutely.
strong women.
Yes.
Yeah, and King Amaya is the second openly transgender person to portray a transgender character on TV. So you are setting records, and we look forward to seeing so much more
And
from
killing it.
Absolutely.
Killing it, I must say.
Amazing.
This would be her
Absolutely.
first role. And the emotional range and the amount of, the type of emotional
that
torment
rawness.
that kind of goes through really raw.
Yeah,
the
we
way
see
that
so
she's
much-
handled this has been like
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
And you kind of see that in the episode this time. Yeah, I won't even.
I wonder if a lot of things are really familiar for her too. It's just
Yeah.
played so
But she
well.
seems so
I'm like,
seasoned as an actress.
Yeah.
Like,
She
already?
does.
I'm like, this
you
is so
can't
easy for
see
you.
at all that this is her first role.
Yeah.
Like,
I bet she wanted to portray that or to depict that in the show too, though. I think she felt like this was a perfect platform to kind of give light or shed light to those situations because they do matter and we do need to talk about them on film and in TV.
Definitely.
Once
Thank you,
again,
Lee
shout out to Lee
Daniels.
Daniels, who always
Yes.
comes through with
Yeah.
those points that are timely and handles them sensitively to allow everyone
Yeah.
to maintain their dignity in these type of,
These-
difficult conversations to have at
Absolutely.
times.
I have a question. You said that Lee Daniels called you before your character got.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I was curious. Is that something that he does? Like he calls. Does he call you many times before, or just like that?
He's very like he'll just hit you up like with an idea and say, hey, and it'll be late at night. You'll be like, hello.
That's those artists,
And
boy.
he's like,
Genius
look,
at
I
work,
was
creatives.
thinking
Interesting.
we should. And you'll be like, okay, I'm with it. He's
Yeah.
like, okay, have a good night, bye.
Oh.
That's amazing.
Wow.
He's like, let me drop
that's
this bomb
great.
on
I
you
love
real
that.
quick before I forget.
Right.
Okay.
Wow.
He's like, I just want you to think about it, okay? All right, bye.
All right. Okay. No.
Deep.
For
He's
that
in and
mo-
out like a poof.
Wow.
Right. That's so cute.
Interesting.
That is interesting. So Big Boy also wants to manage the team, which that would just really take them to the next level. And
Yeah.
I kind of think they should drop Jahil.
Yeah, and he's gonna produce the entire album, like the first album. Like, wow. Okay.
Careful.
I say yes.
Roses sometimes smell like boo-boo, to quote his group mate,
There you
Andre 3000. I'm just saying.
No, that was cute.
There's a price for
Retweet.
everything,
Yeah, and I mean, and I don't remember who said it, but someone had said he's the one that brought everyone together.
Carlotta.
Yeah, and I
Yeah.
liked her. Like, where's your loyalty at?
I
I
know.
liked that, and
And
like
they also
I'm.
have the contract too, so there's that.
It's so hard though, because he's also being shady. With the
Right.
whole Eva
You know?
thing, that was shady. He's showed shade so many times.
Yeah.
But you know
But
what?
at the same time, he is the reason they're there. He did just line up their Midwestern tour. Like,
Right.
You can't forget
Complicated
those
situation.
things.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely. It's tricky.
And on a sad note, Derek is asking the doctor, like, hey, when's this medicine going to wear off? And come to find out, he's paralyzed, his legs. They had nerve damage to his spinal cord specifically.
Yeah.
That kind of caught me off guard. I wasn't expecting that. I thought he was going to make a full recovery and just be out.
In like 2 days.
Nah, I felt like
Right.
something was gonna be wrong, but at the same time, as me and Jasmine had said, God makes miracles happen. So I feel like Derek is gonna be right back on
Yeah,
his
I'm
feet.
hoping that it's temporary paralysis. If it
Yes.
is. What's the
Yeah.
face? Do you know? Tell me. It's temporary.
Can you?
I can't
know,
tell
She
you.
can't. She's like,
Okay.
listen, listen.
I was trying to get you caught up, but you're too good.
Look, right. Jasmine, we did our predictions. He's going to be back on his feet, okay? Telling you.
Yeah. And Jahil and Eva, they were having a little intimate moment, and Eva wants to go solo. He couldn't even answer her outright, though.
Right. She said, do you think I could be solo? And then he was like, nah, but I love you, though. But, I mean, you know, that's what we really need to talk about.
So, whatever. And then, thankfully, I guess, for Jahil, it kind of is cut short because Cotton stops by because she needs a huge favor. She needs a fake ID. And so it's about to come through for her, obviously. And Jahil is like, hey, I got you covered.
Up his drawer. Remember his drawer?
Yeah.
Full of all those fake
drawer.
IDs?
Yeah.
I was like, okay, because he is the person to go to. We got to hit him up. Right. We already are.
Oh, is that our chatter? People talking to
Yeah,
us?
shout out to you guys in the chat
Put on the
room.
glasses and talk to y'all.
Ew.
Shout out to you guys. Who's in there? Belly Beast.
Okay,
I don't know.
skip
That's Gamer
down.
Girl.
Whatever, they can
Yeah,
go.
keep. I don't know. Anyway,
Y'all are having
We
too
are
much
having
fun.
fun,
We always
Bella
have
Beast.
fun. Bell Beast, thank you. Somebody's nice. Whoever is running this thing.
so
Oh, don't be disappointed, Brianna Cordy. Jasmine Burke is just fine for you too, honey.
Of course.
Thank
Right.
you.
I can come through for you too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What do you
Don't count me
mean?
out.
Okay.
I
Exactly.
still love you.
Oh, that's
See?
that's
Spread the
nice.
love.
Women's International Day. We love each other.
Yeah.
We have to do better.
Brianna.
Exactly.
and shout out to Otis making a reappearance in this episode. His name, because you know.
Always
Right.
comes through.
I know. He just,
That was-
he's like an echo.
I know, we just can't get rid of him.
I know.
God, he's like
A broken
Well, he's a
record.
dead body, and they don't have a shooter, so.
Right. Right. Well.
So Alex finally opens up to Derek and tells him that she's pregnant, and he was just like blink blink. I was really expecting that he was gonna be a little bit happier about it.
well, he seemed like he
Yeah.
was.
Go to jail.
He's possibly going to
Sheldon.
jail. He's paralyzed with his T7 thing. So there's a lot of things they kind of have to work out that a
Well,
baby
yes,
can
I understand
sort of
that. I'm just
add
saying, I
to
thought he would
the
have been like,
issues.
oh, okay, like it's a little bit of light at the end of the tunnel, just a little bit, because
Yeah.
he's always so like.
She always has to
uplifting,
pick him
so,
up.
Yeah, I'm just like, ugh.
And now she, well, that's a
Whatever.
bad joke.
And
I know where you were going with that.
I know. I was like, I have crude, right? I was like, I have crude humor, and I'm not
Yeah.
gonna drop that bomb on you.
pick
but-
him up, oh, because he's paralyzed.
Yeah.
Wow,
Boom.
wow.
You
Turn
didn't
her
hear
mic
from.
off.
I didn't hear. You didn't hear from me. My co-host did that.
No.
So whatever.
Alrighty.
You led him to the trap, though. You
Exactly.
led him to the trap.
Oh my god.
It was funny.
Back at Star and Hunter's house, Star and Hunter are having an argument. He's being a nuisance because he's got the game just loud, and she's like, "Hey, dude, turn it down." He wouldn't. Right.
Just turn it up.
And he keeps turning it up. So she snatches the remote, as sometimes we do.
Okay.
And turn it off. You know, it was very motherly. Like, if you don't do what your mom told you to do, she's gonna like shut the whole thing down.
Right. You
So-
just rude.
Yeah, but an argument ensues, and Star is talking, and then he just hauls off and like smacks her, knocks her all the way down to the ground.
Right, because he's telling her like, well, I thought I was the one thing that you were looking forward to this entire time. She's like, this isn't music.
bye.
What is this? This is a house. Like, and I feel like that was a great way for women. Women, stand up for what you actually want to do. Don't just go along with something because he's feeding you something that may be a great idea, but it's
Or
actually
because
not.
he's a rich athlete.
Okay. Yeah. If you have dreams and aspirations, get that check like Cotton did and do what you got to do. Okay.
Well, maybe not like.
Not like that. Not like
Exactly
that.
like how Cotton did.
Okay. Right. Women's International
Just
Day.
stand
Scam
up
'em.
for yourself.
Scam.
Eyes on the prize. Don't let your relationship cloud your judgment,
judgment.
because you guys can make it to the top together,
Right.
And not have to give up yours to you know.
Hashtag Jill cleans it up.
Yeah. I try.
You get what I'm saying.
Try,
All right.
and all else fails. Scam.
Okay, right.
And
Okay.
there it is.
Right. Thank you, Jasmine.
There it was, you
Hashtag
guys.
Jasmine cleans it up.
Yeah.
There you go.
And Rose and Alex finally have like this heart-to-heart moment, and Rose opens up that she wants to be a real mother, in her words. I kind of almost didn't believe that, because I
Ooh,
feel
I
like
did.
you did.
I did too.
I thought
Me and
it.
Sheldon,
Okay.
we were on
Good.
teams today.
I like though that you think that, because I thought this was one of the first really nice moments between the two of
Yeah.
them,
Okay.
and it felt to me authentic.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
I don't know. I bought
At
it.
first I didn't, because I thought there was just gonna be a ploy to bring bring her back. But I mean, she just found out her daughter's pregnant, so she probably wants to be a better mother and grandmother, be there in the ways that she wasn't there for Alex. So
Yeah.
and I kind
Be
of
sober.
I softened my heart a little bit, but you know.
That's step one.
I think that she continued upon her path where she said she was getting sober.
Yeah.
We haven't seen her with a drink in her hand like the last couple of times she's made an appearance. So
Yeah.
I think that
The
is
cigarettes,
indicative
though.
of her trying to, well, you know, one step at a time, one step at a time.
I mean, honestly, well,
yeah.
won't do.
Later on,
Hashtag they're going to work their differences out.
later
Yeah.
on we see that Cotton cashes that bad check, and he's just laying down 100 after 100 after 100. I'm like, oh my
Wait,
God.
Cotton didn't cash that check. Arnold cashed that check.
Whoever
Check.
that was, yeah.
No, that's a distinction.
So-
She went and got that fake ID from IL. Daddy, do your job. You ain't been around for these past 20 plus years. I need a favor. And she went and put herself
I really
together
want to
as
know
a
what
man.
that fake ID looked like too, and see if
Me
she actually
too.
looked like that ID. I was like, let me see.
Yeah,
because
absolutely.
I wasn't fooled.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so then back at Jail's house, there's like somebody at the door. And they barge through the door, and he's just like, I don't know what happened. I thought it was about to be a fight, but was it a
was the
gun? and stuff?
detectives.
Yeah. So
Well,
he's got to go.
his charges caught
And
up to him.
Eva's just sitting there on the floor looking guilty.
Evil smile.
Guilt.
I'm telling you, Eva thought back. I know we're a little early for predictions, but can we jump into
No,
them
we're
really
going
quick?
right into predictions
do it.
now.
Okay.
Let's just go right into it.
So my prediction, Eva had that little cricket smile. I believe she processed the conversation in the shop about how can we get Jaleel out of the management contract. We have to get him out of there some type of legal way that makes him incapacitated to serve in his duty. So I think Eva might have helped the detectives out, or she's
course
going
she
to.
did.
Because she's
Okay.
about her
Shady.
coins and
see it.
her
Yeah.
star
Nice
position.
prediction.
That's me.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, Sheldon.
I think that Alex, because they were like, it's crazy you got out of here without a scratch on you. I think that she actually has some other thing that happened to her from the thing, and I think that I have a feeling, I don't think she's going to have to choose about whether she wants the baby. I have a feeling that she's
okay.
going to lose the baby.
Same. Sorry.
That's my,
Retweet
It's
all
my
of that.
prediction.
I keep retweeting predictions, but that's my prediction, and I think that Derek is not going to be disabled for very, very long. I think
Season
he's-
2.
Yeah, season two. That
That was mine, yeah. I was about to say, I'm pretty sure his paralysis is temporary.
Yeah.
I think Alex is going to get an abortion.
do you?
Yeah.
I'm kind of with Sheldon. I think that they are going to
Yeah.
make her have to. I think that it's not going to be a choice. I think that some type of way she will lose the baby.
Either way, I mean, it's your choice. Pro-choice, do whatever you got to do. So,
Well, we are short on time.
Question. I have one question for
Yeah.
you.
One more.
What has been your favorite part about the star journey you've been on so far?
Being able to sing and dance on the show. Being
Yes.
able to record Sun Come Up.
That's a lot,
And
yeah.
it was amazing going into the studio and recording the song and then learning the choreography and then dancing on the show and just having that opportunity was
Yes.
the most. And then working with Queen Latifah. She
Nice.
is, and Benjamin Bratt is the sweetest man you will ever meet in life.
that's awesome.
He's not affected by his stardom at all. He is so
Great.
sweet.
So humble.
Yes.
But before you speaking of singing, tell us about your single "How Many Ways."
Yes, how many ways?
Ew.
Tell us something that I wrote. my
Yes.
downtime. It's on my website, jasmineburke.com.
Awesome.
Yes.
Awesome.
Well, we definitely enjoyed watching you as Danielle. You had a very powerful story.
You
it
did.
was beautiful.
We thank you.
Yes, thank
Yeah.
you.
And
thank
we'll
you so
be
much.
checking out the scandal
Yes.
on Saints and
Thank you so
Sinners
much.
on Bounce
Okay.
TV this
Dr.
Sunday.
Chris-
I do just want to know, where else can we find you and what other projects do you have coming up?
Yes, well, Saints and Sinners comes on every Sunday night, 9 p.m. Bounce, and then I'm starring in a television play with LaToya Luckett, and so that will be. There's a little bidding war I think happening right now, so
Okay.
but it will be on TV soon, and then
What's the name?
it's called Addicted to You.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Be on the lookout.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for joining
Thank
us,
you for
Jasmine.
having
You were
me.
definitely
Yes,
a pleasure. Thank you
you've
so
been
Thank you
much.
for having me.
And thank you so much, audience, for watching us on the Star After Show here on AfterBuzz TV. Again, I'm your host, Ivanna Williams. You can find me on Twitter at Ivanna L. Williams.
And I am one of the co-hosts. My name is Raquel Harris, and you can find me on all social media at Raquel Harris TV.
And you can find me on all social media at Sheldon White too.
I'm Jill Munroe. You can find me at Stiletto Jill and check out Jackson Stiletto Jill for your sports and pop culture gossip.
And that's it for us, everyone. Tune in next Wednesday. Bye.
Season finale.
Oh,
Right.
yes.
Season finale.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
See you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.